Today we're going to be discussing what exactly Pokemon Go is, how it works, how to play it, and how to be good at it. My name is William.
And I am Jarrett, everyone's favorite turned bagel.
Everyone's favorite turnt bagel. If you haven't watched any of our content, be sure to subscribe at this point. You will be able to view all of our stuff and enjoy it to the thoroughest. That's not a word.
I think it is.
What exactly is Pokemon Go? It is an augmented reality game involving your GPS location.
That means it's cool.
Yeah, where you walk around, essentially, and...
That's the not cool part.
Yeah, you walk around and you find Pokemon in your environment, around you, in the world, so on and so forth. When you first start the game up, you will be greeted by a professor, and he will tell you that the world of Pokemon is inhabited, blah, 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 the usual Pokemon intro. One of the things that you get to do as soon as the game starts is pick one of your starter Pokemon.
The original three, of course, and
Yes.
it's a new professor that we've never seen before.
Mm-hmm. The starters are, of course, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander, but if you leave the area 4 times and the Pokemon disappear, you also get a choice of Pikachu. This is it is a little hidden Easter egg in the game. Now, after you first catch your Pokemon, which will be explained thoroughly later.
There's an Ekans near me.
Yeah, there's an Ekans near you. You will find that the general map that you're in is just, the Google Maps version of where you are. It shows if you have any bodies of water near you. It shows all the roads, so on and so forth. One of the things that you will notice right off the bat is your name, your level, the Pokeball in the center, and generally there will be a white bar on the right side, bottom right, with 3 different Pokemon in it. If you tap on that, it will pull up the nearby Pokemon to you, and it can be anywhere between 1 Pokemon, none whatsoever, and a full entire page of nearby Pokemon. Now, underneath the Pokemon, you'll notice these little footprint things. What that means is how far away they are from you. If there's none, then you are right on top of it, and within 5 or 10 seconds, a Pokemon will pop up, and you can battle or capture it. In the event that there's 3, you need to do a little bit of walking, because it is not close enough to you to pop up on your screen.
Now, it only tells you the distance. It does not tell you which direction it is.
Exactly.
So that's the hard part.
So you have to just kind of walk in a direction. If it gains footprints, you're far away. If it loses footprints, you're getting closer.
And there's only 3 footprints available, so if it's 3, it's at the maximum distance. So if you walk too far, it's gone.
Yeah, and the maximum distance is approximately 1.5 kilometers.
I didn't know that.
So, yes. Also, the closer you are to bodies of water, the closer you are to forests, the closer you are to towns, the Pokemon will change. Also, depending on the time of day, the Pokemon will change. So at night, you are more likely to find dark and ghost-type Pokemon, as well as the occasional psychic. During the day, you're more likely to find grass and normal. Water Pokemon can only be found near-ish sources of water. And they will randomly appear as well. It's not like there are set locations for Pokemon and where they will be, but that changes on a day-to-day basis. All right. The first thing that you're going to want to do is hit the Pokeball in the center of your screen right there. And you will notice, you will notice that there are several options here: Pokedex, Shop, Pokemon, Items, the little X at the bottom, Tips, and Settings. The first thing you are going to want to do in this game after you sign in is hit the battery saver option in the settings menu.
This game destroys battery life.
Absolutely kills it. Within a few hours, your battery will be dead, with no brightness on, not connected to Wi-Fi, anything.
It's like Fat Albert at an all-you-can-eat buffet. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And every time that you get kicked from the game or log off of the game, you will have to click on the battery saver option again. It does not save that setting. You have to go in and change it each and every time.
They may update this later in the game to where it does save it. Who knows?
We don't know. The tips are just general tips about all the other stuff in the world and how you can play the game a little bit better. The next thing we're going to be talking about is catching Pokemon, because this is, the main point of the game. As you can see from the screen, when a Pokemon appears nearby you, it will show up in your little circle that pings outward. What you do is you tap on that. I'm pretty sure you could have figured that out on your own, but we're going to tell you anyways. You tap on it, and the Pokemon appears, and it will show up in your world. Now, after this point, since it will be one of your first interactions with a Pokemon, you will want to tap the AR option in the top right-hand corner to turn it off, because using the camera will drain the battery, unless you really just want to take a picture of a Caterpie crawling across your keyboard or in the dash of your car.
Or something that happened to me, I found a Rattata on top of the toilet.
Yes, yes. Pokemon can be found in all sorts of situations and places. Generally, the level of building you're on, first, second doesn't matter as long as you're within the general floor, the general location of the GPS. Wi-Fi will help you with this as well. Now, when you're in the middle of the battle, you'll hold onto the Pokeball with your finger, and a circle will appear around the Pokemon, and it will start to pulse inward. The smaller that circle is, the better a chance you have at catching the Pokemon. The Pokemon also have multiple different color difficulties. So, for example, a CP10 Caterpie will be a lot easier to catch than a CP700 Venusaur. The color change is indicated in the middle of the screen. On the Paris that you see here is a green circle. In General Rattata, you'll find a green circle, but anything higher than a certain level, it will be yellow or red. I have not seen any colors other than that, but there are possibilities that there are harder ones to catch. Now, there are items that you can use in order to help you catch Pokemon better. Once you start to access specific levels, you will be given more different items that were previously unavailable to you. One of those items is a raspberry. It says, feed this to a Pokemon and it will be easier to catch on your next throw. I do not know the overall actual effectiveness, let alone what the statistics are for how easy it is to catch. I've used it a few times. It hasn't made that vast of a difference, but it has made somewhat of one. These can be found in various locations as well as from leveling up. And they're relatively easy to get, right?
What?
The raspberries?
Raspberries?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done that high level.
Okay. So, as you can see from my screen, I am Tokia-sun, and I have a 12 next to my name. Tapping on that little image will pull up your profile. It shows your name, your level, how much experience you have, a journal that will state every single thing that you have done in recent history, from catching Pokemon to visiting Pokéstops and gyms, which we will discuss fully in detail later on, the amount of coins that you have, which can be used for in-app purchases, your start date, what team you're on, which will also be explained later on, and if you scroll down on that screen, it will show you small little achievements that do absolutely nothing for you, other than have some kind of little cosmetic effect that says, hey, look what I've done. The journal is actually a really neat feature, which will be able to tell you a little bit more in detail about the things that you've done. XP is one of the easiest things to gain, and I will show you some methods later on as to how to get that done. Now, after that, you're going to go to the items panel. Now, as you level up from the levels that you've seen prior, you will get more and more different items. As a level 12... I have potions, super potions, revives, lucky eggs, incense, pokeballs, great balls, lure mod, raspberries, camera, egg incubator, and a special egg incubator that you can get from leveling up. An easy way to get more of these items in the event that you ever run out and don't want to spend money is to go to a Pokestop. Now I will let Jared explain the Pokestops.
Well, what a Pokestop is it's an area in the real world where you can go, and you'll see in the game a little, pillar, and it'll be a Pokeball from far away on, a diamond, but when you get close enough to it, it'll, warp into, a big spinning Pokeball, symbol, and then that's when you can tap on it, and it'll bring you into it, and then it'll show you what, it's connected to. Now, most of the time, there's, a statue or a monument. There's been some that have been on churches or at a courthouse. Just something kind of important to whatever city you're in.
So generally landmarks and stuff, right?
Yes, just landmarks. What you do then is you'll have an image of that on the spinning part of the thing, and you'll spin it, and it will spin and pop out items. Now these items vary from any item in the game, such as more Pokeballs, different kinds of Pokeballs if you've gotten to a high enough level to access more, like a Great Ball or an Ultra Ball. revives and potions, although they don't have a use yet that I know of until they update it with the battle update.
No, you use potions after you fight the gym leader. You will
That
actually
makes
lose
sense.
health.
Okay. I haven't fought a gym yet because I never leave home. You can also find Pokemon eggs here if you can't catch things and suck. You can put them in your egg incubators and walk around to hatch them and see what you get.
And once you get an egg from the Pokéstop, you will go to the Pokeball on the bottom of your screen again, hit Pokemon on the left side, and in the top right corner you will see a tab that says eggs. You will tap on that. It will pull up all of the eggs that you have. You can have a maximum of 9, and as far as we know, this number is not upgradable. It will not change. The maximum you can have for eggs is 9. The eggs, what you do is you will tap on them, and it will pull up a little bar that says 0 of 2 kilometers. Use an egg to incubate this egg. Now, the amount of kilometers listed on that egg is how many it will take until it hatches. It will also determine how rare the Pokemon is. So the higher the number of the kilometers...
Well, the higher the number of kilometers, the rarer the egg is. From my experience with eggs, I have found a 2-kilometer egg, so I'm sure that is fairly common of an egg. Several 5-kilometer eggs, so those are like medium level, and one 10-kilometer egg. And I don't know if that's the highest that they can go or if they can go beyond that, but from my experience, that's the highest. So that must be a pretty rare egg.
So using from general experience, I have hatched
10 kilometers.
I have hatched a 2-kilometer egg, which came out to be a Magikarp, and then a 5-kilometer egg, which came out to be a Staryu. And my wife has hatched an egg that was a 5-kilometer egg, and it was a Psyduck.
It was a great experience for everyone.
And that's pretty much the gist of it. You tap on it, it says start incubation, you select the incubator, and it will begin the walk. A cheap, easy trick to be able to bypass all of this is at night. Don't turn your phone off and do not close the app. It will just refresh your general location every few moments, and it will trick the servers into believing that you are walking. So by the time you wake up, generally you'll have about a good 2 or 3 kilometers listed on your egg.
Now make sure to plug your phone in too, so it doesn't die in the night, and make sure you're in Wi-Fi. That'll help a lot more.
Also, turning on and off Wi-Fi periodically will trick the game into thinking that you're walking. I'm sure this will be patched later on. Now, we mentioned prior gyms. Gyms can also be found in a similar fashion as Pokéstops. The way they work is you walk up to them, and it will have this big weird symbol, and it will show whatever the trainer is that beat it last's Pokemon, and it will cycle through them all so you can see what you have going in and prepare prior to that. Once you tap on it, it will show the trainer, the name of the trainer, the Pokemon that they have, the general CP, and some other information about them. After that, you will be given the option as to what Pokemon you want to use. The easiest way to do it would be to go through your Pokemon and sort them through the combat power, CP, and pick the highest level ones. For me, that would be my 747 Venusaur, which I found.
For me, that would be a CP 396 Pidgeot that I evolved.
Now, what you will do then is it will go into the battle. It will say, battle, fight, start, go, and basically something along the lines of that. Your Pokemon will be on your side of the screen. The opponent will be on the other side. They telegraph their attacks pretty easily, similar in a manner to Dark Souls, where they will charge up and then attack. You can swipe left and right on the screen to avoid their attacks, and you just tap repetitively on their faces until they are dead. And it will cycle through all their Pokemon, and after you beat them a few times, if you go through and you challenge the gym multiple times, you will then become the gym leader. Now, a small known fact about that is if you beat the gym leader and you become the gym leader, you go to your Pokeball in the center of the screen and hit shop. This time you will not be spending any money. In the top right hand corner there will be a shield. You'll tap on that, and every time that your character defeats another player or something happens involving the gym, you will get free items and experience.
I did not know that. That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did we tell them about their teams that they can choose from?
No, we did not. Once you first challenge a gym, go ahead.
When you first challenge a gym, the professor, I believe it's Professor Willow, will appear and be like, hey, wait, let me tell you about the teams you can choose.
Mm-hmm.
So then you are given a basic tutorial of the 3 teams you can choose from. I believe they're Team Mystic, Team Valor, and Team Initiative, or Instinct, or something like that.
It's something with an I. Let's just call it...
What they are is they represent the 3 legendary birds from Gen 1, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno.
Mm-hmm. And each one has a different thing that they stand for. As far as we know, it doesn't actually affect anything in the game.
I don't know if you can change it at the moment or if you ever will be able to change it. I chose Team Instinct or Initiative because Zapdos is the best.
And I chose Team Valor because I'm all about that power. Get it? It rhymed.
Shut up. Anyway, so you can then claim the gym once you have beaten it for your team, and any other people on that team, when they go by the gym, can select to train their Pokemon at the gym instead of challenge it. And I guess that'll just train them and raise their CP and stuff like that.
Now, I didn't know if you guys just heard, but my phone just buzzed, indicating that there is a Pokemon nearby. It is a Rattata. I already have Eradicate, but the thing that you need to remember about this game is more
that
than...
XP.
Yes, that XP. It is way, way more important to catch every single Pokemon that you see than to just ignore one because you already have the thing. Every time you catch a Pokemon, it will give you a general 100 XP. And
a candy.
And a candy.
Unless it's your first time.
Mm-hmm. And
actually,
if you catch
I think you get 3 every time.
If you catch 600, if you catch a Pokemon for the first time, it will have 600 XP, which will grant you a decent amount of experience overall, and it will give you 3 candies every time you catch a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's the first time.
And if you already have the Pokemon, or you have the evolved form of it, or you have something that's better than it, take that Pokemon, go scroll down on it, and hit transfer. That will then take it and give it to the professor and give you 1 extra candy for doing that. Now, an easy way to level up in the game is to save 1 of your lucky eggs until you have approximately 120 Pidgey candies. And Pidgeys are the easiest Pokemon to catch, and they are one of the most common. What you can do with that... What you can do with that is then take that 120 candies and evolve 10 of the Pidgeys while you have a lucky egg activated. And every time you evolve a Pokemon, it gives you 600 experience points. Now, a lucky egg will take that experience points and double it. So, every single Pokemon that you evolve will give you 1,200 XP at that point. Now, what you're going to do after that is evolve all 10 of them. Knocked something over on my desk. You're going to evolve.
Professional. We got to do that stuff.
You're going to knock all 10 of them out, and you will then transfer those to get a few extra candies back, which should eventually net you enough to evolve 1 more Pidgey in the event that you really just want those Pidgeotos for yourself. Every time you evolve a Pokemon for the first time, it gives you a slight boost in XP, and certain Pokemon can be caught that will be more powerful than what you have. Another thing to note is that every time you catch a Pokemon, it will show where its location was found. So, if you click on a Pokemon and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it will give you the option to transfer it, and it will show you the exact place where you caught it. Now, this is also helpful because generally within the same day, in a short time span, if you announce to your friends or anyone else you want to know, there will be that Pokemon in that location. So, for example, the Venusaur that I have, that's extremely ridiculously high leveled, we found it near a water tower in our town, and that is also a Pokéstop. So, you know, just there will be general locations where things are more likely to be found. For example, we found a Charmeleon in the middle of town, and we just caught it at the same time. So, all 3 of us were able to see this Pokemon at the same exact time, which means that there are specific locations that Pokemon spawn in. We do not know. It was
in the Burger King.
It was in the Burger King.
You're just trying to get a piece of burger.
Mm-hmm.
He just likes the burgers.
So that is the general gist of how the game is played. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our content.
Share it to your friends.
Share it to your mom.
Or your dad.
Or your
anyone
uncle.
Else that you know that plays Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Even the cops know about Pokemon now.
Yeah. Oh, a little reminder, do not play Pokemon Go and drive.
Do not do that.
We will not be held responsible. Also, a little tip in the event that you're in the passenger seat of a car and you're playing Pokemon Go, if you have an egg and it is trying to hatch, it will not count the distance walked, quote-unquote, in that unless you are going under 10 miles an hour, because at that point it believes you're in a car and you thinks you're cheating the system. So if you want to do it, you actually have to go really, really slow, crawling pace. So easy way to get around that is just go like 2 miles an hour in a car around a school parking lot at like 3 in the morning and look like a creeper.
You could do that, or you could just drive down back roads.
Or you could not be lazy and walk. Because that is what this game is all about.
You also could do that, although, well, regardless of what you do, it's going to kill your data plan.
Mm-hmm. So, thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
So this is totally the new blue screen of death, and I hate this game.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Also, subscribe to our main channel here in the top corner.